join us in the Old Market Square on a truly special day, a truly historic day for Nottingham. I'm Owen Shipton. Nottingham Forest are in the Premier League after 23 years outside the top flight. They are back where they belong, and no one, apart from maybe the meanest of Huddersfield fans, can dispute that. Because that was who Forest beat at Wembley, a 1-0 victory to make it as the winners of the Championship playoff final. It was amazing, and the show you're about to watch is going to be full of memories from that day. Hello and welcome to St Mary's Church in the Lace Market for a special service for Remembrance Sunday. I'm Owen Shipton. Arguably, not since the Second World War has Nottinghamshire, Britain and the world faced the levels of worry, trauma and anxiety that we faced during this pandemic. We're bringing you a programme here that is as close as possible to the service that would normally be held here, with some changes for safety, of course. I'm back with Marcellus Baz from the Nottingham School of Boxing, here to talk about a fighter he knows very, very well and who's chalked up another professional win tonight, Amari Grant.
8 wins, 8 fights, Amari Grant. Very, very excited about this kid. We were here not long ago when he last fought, and he looked tired, it was messy, you know, and a lot of people had question marks over Amari.
Let's talk about one of the fights we've not yet seen this evening, Echo Esserman versus Tyrone Nurse, headline fight on the card. What are your hopes, your expectations?
I think that it's a risk for Echo to be jumping that much because Tyrone's coming with a lot of experience.
Well, let's hear from the man himself, Echo Esserman, laying his English title on the line tonight to fight experienced, tough, savvy boxer Tyrone Nurse. Win, and he could make the step and open a pathway to more big fights. Here's Echo. Hello, you join us for what must be the most intense team talk ever. I'm Owen Shipton, standing in for Mark Shardlow. Today, we've been waiting 23 years, but if Forest beat Huddersfield on Sunday, they are back in the Premier League. Mansfield Town will need to beat Port Vale to win promotion to League One on Saturday. Ahead of that massive match, you're going to get the latest from manager Nigel Clough.
If we lose, it doesn't mean it's been a poor season. It's been successful to this point. But once you get to this point, all you want to do is win that last game.
And there's misery at Meadow Lane as Notts County miss out on a return to the Football League. The Magpies were leading against Grimsby until the 97th minute before a crushing comeback. You're going to hear from captain Carl Cameron.
It's a horrible way to go out with 2 set play goals and 2 goals that are right at the end of both periods of time. But yeah, it's a tough one to take, really.
And to talk about all of that, we've got a terrific panel. Former Notts County manager Charlie McPartland's got playoff fever. We're joined by a man who was in the team for Forest's last Premier League match. It's former Reds defender Steve Chettle. He's currently Director of Football at Basford United. And we've got former Mansfield defender George Foster here too. Now, the man responsible for finding Emma and other dogs like her is Phil James. When Phil gets a message about a missing dog, he scrambles a team of volunteers, he grabs his drone, he gets it up in the air. From that point, the search for the missing pet starts.
It's emotional and a great relief for the owner. To me, there's nothing better than giving the dog back to the owner. So that's my 1 kilometre finish, the shortest distance. I feel a lot more awake than when I started. There are around 200 swimmers here today, some of them taking on distances of up to 10 kilometres. But the real message is, regardless of your experience, your current fitness, it's all about getting active. This Freeport area though stands to extend much further than just the airport. In fact, the government says it will allow Freeports to extend for up to 25 miles, and one key part of the bid in the East Midlands is Ratcliffe-on-Soar Power Station, which you can see smoking away in the distance behind me. It currently runs on coal, but the plans are to decommission it and then to kit it out with zero carbon green technology. One of the people who's been backing that idea is Rushcliffe MP Ruth Edwards.
The Ratcliffe-on-Soar site in Rushcliffe in particular is going to become a green technology hub.
Next, your chance to explore the mindsets of elite athletes. Nottinghamshire's double Paralympic gold medalist sprinter Richard Whitehead is starting a new podcast. Track and Ball sees Richard lift the lid on life as a top athlete by interviewing some of the world's best sports stars. He's joining forces with England and former Notts County forward Ellen White.
we're both passionate about sport, really. And obviously what he's achieved in sport is incredible. The stories, the experiences that he had, I've had a few as well.
Well, double Paralympic champion Richard Whitehead's on the line now to talk more about the Track and Ball podcast. Richard, on the face of it, you and Ellen come from very different backgrounds. What brought you together?
That's right. We're both passionate about sport, and also Nottingham as a city and as a county.
It's been 3 years since this man, Steve Ward, was last in the ring. Back then, he lost in a world title fight against the German Andreas Siddon. Now though, he's back with his sights on another world record in a world first boxing match like you've never seen before. When you first took the role, a lot was made of the fact that you would be combining what people said were 2 full-time jobs, council leader and MP. How have you managed to juggle that so far?
Well, I've been for 3 months, and I don't think it's gone horribly wrong. So we're balancing it all right.
One of the first things you did when you came in was to lead the declaration of a climate emergency. What progress have you made in the days, weeks and months since towards driving towards those goals?
So we've got a dedicated team within the council now looking at that policy area and how we take it forward.
Hello and welcome to the City Ground in Nottingham for a historic match. For the first time ever, Nottingham Forest women's team are playing a league match here at the City Ground, and their opponents are only Derby County. It's an East Midlands derby, and both teams are really fighting for a position at the top of the table. Before we bring you all of the action, Maria Rubio spoke to the Reds in training at Eastwood Community Football Club.
I was very surprised. Like most of the people watching this interview, they saw him coming out of hospital. They probably thought he didn't look that well, but it still came as a surprise yesterday when the announcement came of his death.
One thing that's been talked about a lot is the strength of the bond and the relationship between the Duke of Edinburgh and Her Majesty the Queen. Just how close and how deep was that bond?
I think it was a very special bond. I saw it firsthand, just how close they were, almost telepathic.
Well, that's it for this time. Thank you for joining us at St Mary's Church for this special Remembrance Sunday service. Thank you to the Lord Lieutenant's Office, to the City Council and to St Mary's Church. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.